What is up, everyone? Welcome to the show. My name is John Moore, coming to you guys today with a little bit of hat hair. That's because I've been road testing a little bit the Stetson Whippet in wool felt. You know, I decided that I would give it a try, see if Stetson could do something good with wool. I've been wearing fur felt hats, and I've kind of switched over to those because they just hold up better, and they hold their shape better, and they can be reshaped, and you can steam them, and you can rebash them, all of these things, and they hold their snap better. And I decided, well, let's see if Stetson, with all of their experience in hat making, if they can do anything good with wool felt. So I decided I'd purchase this. I got it in the mail. I've been wearing it for a few days, and you know what? It has been doing spectacularly, and it's the only wool felt hat that I've owned that's actually decent. It's actually good, and it's really good, actually. They've done a really good job felting it. It's not undercooked. It's definitely nice and dense. They felted it very well, and I suspect it would hold its shape very well, and it's going to hold its snap for a long time, and it would probably take pretty well to steaming as well if you wanted to rebash it. Some of the real cheap wool felt hats like Scaled and Dorfman Pacific and stuff like that, they sort of lose their definition in their pinches and in their crown and things like that, and you use a little bit of steam to try and reshape them, but it never really comes back, because it relies on a hat stiffener, and the wool felt actually isn't doing anything. They just put a bunch of stiffener in it to get it to hold its shape. In this case, this is a stiff hat. They've got some stiffener in it. It's a fairly stiff hat. It's not hard like a cowboy hat, but it's definitely firm. That being said, it's a nice, dense felt, and I think that's going to contribute a lot to its holding its shape. And one of the ways I can tell that is I can sort of mold it a little bit, sort of like clay, and it holds that shape pretty well. Now, not as well as a fur felt does, but it does do pretty well. Fur felt, you can mold it while it's dry, and it'll hold its shape. And same thing here. It does it at least a little bit. So it's a pretty decent quality felt, it seems like. And I suspect you could bash this thing, and you could pinch this crown a little further forward if you wanted to, and get a little more of that look, or bend this thing down if you want to take the snap out of it and increase how far it bends down, get more of the Humphrey Bogart look. Pull that thing down like that, pinch that forward, and pull that down a little bit. You might get a little more of that bogey look. But anyway, yeah, I think this thing would shape very well, but I haven't done that yet because I wanted to show you guys what this looks like in its factory condition. So let's go ahead, give you guys once again a quick little run around over here, let you guys see just what it looks like. It's got that classic tugboat shape, so it starts out high in the front, comes down in the back. So it's got that really classic sort of post-war era look. High in the front, low in the back. Let's go ahead and let you guys see what this looks like on the head. And this is with the brim upturned. Not a big fan of an upturned brim, at least not on fedora-style hats. There are some good hats, bowlers, things like that. Of course you want those upturned, but not fedoras. I'm not a big fan of it personally. Might look good on you, you might like it, but just not for me. So let's go ahead and take a look at it from the side, and from this side as well. And let's snap this thing down a little bit and let you guys see what it looks like. And it's a sharp looking hat, to say the least. We'll look at it from this side as well. It's got that nice silhouette to it. I really, really like it, and it looks good. So that being said, it is wool felt. There are some differences between the wool felt and the fur felt. Now, the difference being, just my experience with other Stetson hats, fur felt is supple. It is smooth. It almost, once you start getting beaver in there, it starts to feel almost velvety. It's very dense, it's thin, and it's lightweight. Fur felt is. Wool felt, on the other hand, it's a little heavier. They gotta make them a little bit thicker, as well as they are not as supple and smooth. They have a fairly coarse texture to them. Now, as far as the appearance goes, it's not that far off in appearance from fur felt. They've done a really good job getting a really nice tight nap on this. Now, how that'll hold up over time, I don't know, but usually with a cheap hat by now, with as much as I've handled this thing, you start to get little fuzzies coming off of it and things like that, and it starts to look a little bit hairy. This one's not doing that. So like I said, it seems like they've done a really good job felting this, and I think that maybe they've done something good with some wool felt here, and I'm very pleased with it. And for $80, $85, I think is what it is, I think it's pretty well worth what I paid for it. That being said, I think that's pretty much it for this video. We'll just let you guys see the inside of it real quick. Hopefully I'm not making too much wind noise in my mic here, moving this thing around and throwing wind at the mic here, but we'll let you guys see inside of it real quick. We've got a lining in here. The lining is loose. It's not attached, so if you want to, you can just pull it out, but it just is held in place by the sweatband. And it feels like it's nice and soft and supple. It's very comfortable, very comfortable. It's actually a better sweatband than what came in my Stetson Saxon. It's very soft and supple. but it holds that in place. And when you put this thing on, you get just a little bit of sweat going in there, just a little bit, and that'll happen regardless of what weather you're wearing it in. It'll just hold a little bit of moisture in there, and this hat will stick to your head, and it won't come off. The wind's not going to take it anywhere. So I really like a leather sweat for that. It does a really good job with securing your hat. Sharp looking hat. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave it a like if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Later.